all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for my very first guest of this week is this incredible singer known by the name of Penelope Pettigrew, who was on The Voice 2021 for this year. So I'm about to add Penelope into the live now to have a chat with Penelope about her experience on The Voice for this year. And yeah, let's have a chat with Penelope. Here we go. Hey, Penelope.
Hi.
How's it going?
How are you?
Yeah, really good today.
That's good. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I just want to say first up, thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It's such a pleasure having you on the show tonight. To people that don't know who you are, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Yeah, no worries. So I am a singer-songwriter performer. I have been trained for over 20 years singing, and so I've been gigging full-time in the Sydney scene for like 12-ish years. Yeah, and I mean that, yeah, singing is, thank you, Elaine. Singing is, yeah, pretty much my whole reason for being. And then, yeah, so in this last year, I've just been releasing some more music, which is cool, some new stuff. So, yeah, that's a little summary of me.
So we'll dive right into the now. So for my very first question, so you've actually been on The Voice for 2021. What was like the whole experience like for you getting to be on The Voice, and what did you learn from being on The Voice?
Yeah, so one, it was amazing. Like, it was a real I think I said on TV, it was a pressure cooker, so it really challenged me as an artist and as a person to sort of, you know, stay true to myself. And you know, it's like quite an intense environment, so I think any sort of environment like that is really going to challenge you. And I am definitely have learnt to become a fan of those situations so that it can help me grow. You know, and trying no longer being afraid of like the hard stuff. Yeah, so that's what an overview of what I got from the show. Like, I feel a lot better off for it. I'm very grateful.
So on to our very next question. So you had the incredible Guy Sebastian as your coach. What did you learn from Guy, like that you remember from the show, and like what did you take in from Guy?
Yeah, so Guy was just he was really sweet, really really easy to work with, very professional. You know, you can tell he's been doing it for a really long time, as we all know. Hey, Sia. So yeah, I guess he just was just let me kind of I don't know, sort of take the reins a little bit on what I was doing. And yeah, for that song, the last song that I did, you know, he was challenging me to tap into something deeper. And so, yeah, I ended up doing that, which was really cool. That was probably the biggest thing I got from it.
So on to our very next question. So what was like your favorite song to perform on The Voice, and why?
Okay, so I guess so. There's obviously two main ones. Like there's three songs, but the second one is kind of like, you know, we only saw it for half a second, so it's really between Alive and This Ain't Love. I feel like This Ain't Love like takes the cake for me. It's this song really saw an evolution in me as a person. Like, so I was sort of dressed very differently, like especially like my hair and makeup was very different to what I'm used to, and it was gorgeous and I loved it. It was, yeah, I just like, I don't perform with my hair down. I've since like fallen in love with having my hair wet and down for performances, because I hate my hair in my face, but now I just love flipping it around if it's all wet. It's very cool. So that was really cool. Like, but when they introduced me to that idea, I felt like I was like they weren't embracing who I was as an artist, because I was presenting to them like, this is my look, this is what I'm here for. I'd sent them a bunch of stuff and they were like, this is how we're going to do it. And I was like, oh, that doesn't feel like me. And I kind of hit a new stride I had this evolution of realizing like whatever I'm wearing, be it makeup or hair accessories or outfits, doesn't define who I am as an artist, doesn't define Penelope's essence, and I can deliver that essence in anything. So yeah. And then the reason I sang this song was like a dedication to the queer community, and being eliminated on that song, then saying to Guy that, you know, like being challenged in a way that, you know, he said that he didn't really see where I would fit. And I was able to come back and not come back at him, but I was able to respond by saying, I know where I belong, and I'm really excited about my future. And honestly, that is hand over heart, like the proudest moment of my life.
So on so very next question, or add to the question that I asked you before, if you could have performed any songs like of your own take, what like song would you have chosen for yourself, like that Guy hadn't chose for you?
Yeah. So it's really funny because I've literally just put the vocals down for this very song. I literally was just recording it like 20 minutes ago. And that is Rain on Me. But it's a piano version. It's a very different, like it's a version that I arranged with this phenomenal pianist. So that's a song that I really, really wanted to do.
That's very cool. I love it. So on to the next question. So you've also performed incredible original songs. For the first song I'm going to name, Hollywood. What was it like creating Hollywood, and what's like the meaning behind this song for you?
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Maya. Hollywood. I wrote that very much inspired by the drag scene. And I'm not sure if you've seen the film clip, but it's got all my drag queens in it. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah, I wrote that with the scene in mind. The song kind of straddles this line of like self-discovery and celebration and self-destruction. So especially in the queer scene, we can very much use partying to celebrate who we are and, you know, being together, but we can also use it in a very self-destructive way. And, you know, some people can walk the lines of addiction. So that's kind of what I wanted to address in the song. I still wanted it to be like, you know, this banger and you feel really good, but then there's this sort of dark side to it that's a little bit of a warning.
So on to our very next question. So you've also performed a song and created this incredible song called Straight Until. What was it like getting to create this one? And like, what's the meaning behind Straight Until?
Yeah. Hey, Pablo. So Straight Until, oh, okay. I love this song. This song was like the sort of the rebirth of Penelope. This song is about my bisexuality, and it's a bit of an autobiographical tune. It details the night that I guess you would say I lost my virginity to a woman. So yeah, it's about that, and just, you know, kind of calling out you know, Western society for forcing the heteronormative dialogue onto everybody. You know, if you look at TV shows and movies and media and everything, it's always like, if you look at romance, hetero is the main relationship that you'll see. So as someone who's only just discovered or really clicked with their bisexuality, it's like, it took me so long to realize it because I didn't acknowledge it. It wasn't in front of me. So I just was like, oh yeah, guys. Okay, cool. No worries. So yeah, that's why I wrote Straight Until, and it's very sexy. It's very naughty. Obviously the whole line is I'm straight, I'm wet. So it's like very cheeky. But what's amazing is that a lot of people have connected with it and have reached out to me and said how much that song means to them and their sexuality. And I wrote that song with another bisexual artist and this amazing producer at a songwriting camp, and we were up to like 2:30 in the morning while everyone else was partying because it was the end of the songwriting camp, and we were like writing this song and like you know, singing under blankets because we didn't want to wake people up and stuff. So it's a really fun song. It's always going to be very dear to my heart.
So on to our next question. So you've also created an original song called Electricity. What was it like getting to create this song, and what's the meaning behind Electricity?
Yeah, so Electricity, I wrote that about my best friend Jake. So if you were watching The Voice, you would have seen the guy on side stage with my mum. That's my best friend Jake. So not my boyfriend, but we were going to date at one point in high school, and then he was like, I like boys, and I was like, oh, damn. So anyway, so he started dating he started a very close friendship with a straight guy, and they really clicked. Very very charismatic way. It was like all consuming for both of them, not just for Jake. And so this straight guy started questioning his sexuality, and he had a girlfriend at the time. So it was intense. And, you know, Jake fell in love. And so I basically wrote that song from the perspective of Jake. So if you imagine, it's kind of, it's same sex. So it should be a male singing to a male, or woman singing to a woman. But yeah, that's all about their relationship, but that didn't eventuate, but how it got very close.
So on to our very next question. So you're a huge representative of the LGBT community. What's it like getting to represent this community?
Yeah, look, it's such an honor, and I guess am what they call a baby gay. Having only come out recently, but I have always been very passionate and very connected to the queer community. My mum's actually gay, and she didn't come out until I was 12, but I have always had queer people in my life, and I've always been very drawn to them, from the stories that I've heard, from before my memory kicks in. And yeah, infant gay. Yeah, Jodie. And so now, having found my place in the queer community personally, it's seen my evolution as an artist, and I just feel like I have so much to thank, like, to our community, you know, and that's why I'm really passionate about, you know, standing up and representing us, and giving other people permission to question sexuality, and encouraging people, you know, like, I believe that sexuality and gender are a spectrum, and therefore most people don't fall on either end of the spectrum. We're all in gradients around it, and it's okay. Like, it's okay to question yourself and to be curious. And I think if more people were open in that way, there would be a lot less hate in this world. Yeah.
So on to the very next question. So what's it like to you as an artist? Like, what does it like mean to you, like, performing music?
Oh, I love performing. I've been performing since, you know, before I could probably talk. So it's just kind of in my blood, to express myself in that way. But I really love connecting with people. I love imparting the energy from my soul onto others, and having an effect on someone, whether that be to uplift them, or whether I'm singing a really angry song and they're going through a breakup, and it helps them, you know, what I'm singing helps them express what they can't say, or helps them access those feelings that they're afraid of. Yeah, that's why I love to do what I do.
So on to the very next question. So who would be your all-time inspirational person or music artist that, like, inspired you to get into the music scene in the first place?
Okay, so there is one answer to this, and the person who birthed me as a singer is Barbra Streisand. Yeah, so it's all thanks to Babs. I fell in love with her as a young child, like 5, and I just never turned back. And so from there, it's been like Barbra Streisand, Bette Midler, Billy Joel, Aretha Franklin, Tina Arena, Dion, Donna Summer. Yeah, just all the greats, all the divas. I love a diva.
So, sorry, next question. So, if you could work with any top three music artists in the music industry, who would they be and why?
Okay. Do they have to be alive, or is this like a?
It's up to you.
Okay. Well, because if Prince was still alive, I would have loved to have worked with Prince. But Lady Gaga. Yeah, the K Divas. Gaga, Janelle Monáe. She is a visionary. She is phenomenal. And I love Todrick Hall. Like, yeah, like sassy and cool and queer and yeah.
Love it. So, sorry, next question. So, what have you learned about yourself as a person, and especially as a music artist, like during COVID?
Oh, during COVID, I've become really reflective, and I've just tried to. I, I've I've learned that I can get very other people's opinions can really affect me. So I've learned to listen to my intuition more, and be truer to myself. And that has been creating more authentic connection with the people around me. And therefore, I'm able to tap into something even more meaningful for myself as an artist. So I've noticed that I've become even more passionate. Like I've had this sort of passion bubbling away inside me, but now I'm sort of finding a voice for that. Like I'm channeling it now, which is really good. And that's because yeah, COVID's paved the way for me to be able to access the queer community, because I haven't been gigging, so then I was able to go to the drag clubs when I would otherwise be working. So it's I've really spun some circles there for you.
Awesome. So, on to our very next question. So, what are like the positive and negatives into creating your own music, and how do you get through those like negative moments as an artist?
Yeah. So look, I've recently just loved working with other artists. So I think one of the negatives is like if you're working on your own, you can get really in your head and overanalyze what you're doing, and discourage yourself. So you have to kind of you have to wear a lot of hats. And hey Costa, hey Cobes. So you have to, like I've said to students, because I teach singing as well, that like when you're writing, try not to wear your analytical, arranger hat. Just get the stuff out on the page and then come back and refine it. And then look at steps from there. Because we go from the concept of the song through to emailing media to promote it, and the steps in between are styling and graphic design, and like there's so many different things that we try to do ourselves. So yeah, that's the challenging part, but it's also I've learned to ask for help. So yeah, and the really cool part about being an artist is just, I don't know, just being able to like connect more authentically with myself as a person, and put that into my art.
So, also your last question. So, what's like next for you, like music wise, that you like to announce on the show?
Oh, okay. So some stuff is happening that I can't announce, and I had some things planned that I've had to change. So, but I had a meeting so what I was like working on this afternoon, to release a new song. So very soon I'll be releasing a new song. And yeah, I've got some exciting things that that are in the pipeline that I'm working on, but I can't really announce them. But stay tuned for new music, because it is coming, and it's coming with a vengeance.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you so much again, Penelope. It's been such a pleasure having you on my show tonight. Everyone, definitely go support Penelope. She has such an incredible, bright future ahead of herself. You really do. Do you have like any last final thoughts that you'd like to give to people on the show?
Oh, okay. One, just be kind. I feel like I know most of the people watching, and I know they're all absolute angels. So, mwah. Mr. Costa. So yeah, just, and don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be, or try not to be, and start small. With that, you know, so speak your truth to yourself, and then find someone that you really trust to express that to, and then that's going to keep growing, and you'll build momentum behind yourself for that, or with that. So that's one thing that I'd impart.